Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial I'll be making this kaftan. You relax and watch if this is what you're interested in. Okay, you're welcome to the cutting part of this dress. So all that before we're going is to first cut out. I folded the fabric. I will be using 3.5 inch yards of this Duchess fabric. So what I will do first is to cut out 5 inches from the width of the clothes. I'll be telling you later why I'm cutting out those 5 inches. I want to use the white 5 inches for the collar at the neck and at the center. So that's why I'm cutting out 5 inches. So when I get to the cutting part, I'll be telling you the reason why it is 5 inch. So for now, I'll cut out 5 inch here. If you have enough fabric, you might not need to cut out this 5 inch. All you just do is to so I'll join this line together to cut out the 5 inch. So I was saying that if you have enough fabric, you don't need to cut out this 5 inch. You just take another fabric and cut out the 5 inch from that other fabric. But because I'm managing this 3.5 yards of fabric, that's why I'm cutting out 5 inch from this side. So if I cut out 5 inch from this side, I'll still have enough material left for my width for the sleeve. So I'll keep this aside. This is the 5 inch I'll be using for my collar. Yes, so I'll keep this aside. Then I'll go ahead. This is now our fabric. I'll go ahead and fold this fabric into 4 parts. So to do that, I'll first take my fabric. I'll first fold it vertically like this. I'll first fold the fabric vertically like this. Then I'll fold again horizontally. That is, I'll fold across like this horizontally. I'll have to make sure that they are all well arranged. Okay. So this is my 4 inches. Now the next step to do now is I'll measure my gown length. Our gown length is actually 60 inches. Then I'll add 2 inches for the hemming allowance. So let's measure what we have. I need 62 inches now for the gown length. The old tape is 62 inches. So here's my 62 inches. I have enough fabric for my 62. So now I can cut out the 62. Before cutting out, just make sure that the length is okay so that you don't go and cut one part. So I check over again. I see that the upper part is laying well. Now I can cut out the excess fabric at 62. I'll go back to the front. I'm coming back to the front so that we can see. Okay. So I'll try and see that I move the fabric to where we can all see. So I will start with the upper part. So this dress is not going to have any joining at the shoulder. That's why I folded it at the shoulder part. So the first thing is to take my neck width. Then after that, I'll take a total shoulder length. Total shoulder length is 14. So half of 14 is 7. I'll mark out 7 inches. Then from there I'll mark out 6 inch for my pleat. I want the pleat on the shoulder to be 6 inches. I'll mark out 6 inches. Then I'll mark out the sleeve length that I want. So the sleeve length I want it to get to, let's say a sleeve length is the short sleeve length is 12 inches. So I want it to be 12, but because this 12 is going to get to the elbow, and this top, the sleeve length doesn't really get to the elbow, so I will just use 11 inches. 11 inches for the sleeve length. This 11 here. Then the remaining 2 is going to be my hemming allowance for the sleeve. So this is where the remaining 2 is going to be, and so this is where my sleeve length is. Then from there I'll measure my sleeve length downward. Around sleeve is 15, so half of 15 is 7.5. 7.5, because it's a 3 gown, I'm going to make it, instead of 7.5 I'm going to make it 11 inches. So here I'm marking 11 inches. So from there I'll come in by 2 inch also that I said I'm going to use for the hemming. So this is where her sleeve is going to get to. So don't forget, here is a sleeve. So this is the sleeve, and I'll come back to our hip length. Our hip length is actually 25. So from 25 here I'm going to mark out her hip measurement. Her hip is 42. 42 divided by 4, that will give me 10.5. So this is 10.5. I'll measure 10.5 around our hip length. So here is 10.5. Then I'll add 5 inches for the free allowance or the ease allowance. I'll go back to the hem. So I'll measure whatever I have here. That's what I'm going to take to the hem. This is 16 inches. So I have 16 inches here. So I'll go to the hem of the dress and measure 16 inches. So here is my 16 inches. So at this point I'll come up by 25 inches because I want to make it a cow sleeve shape. So at this 25 inch I'm going to make sure what I have here also. I have 16 inches here, so I'll make sure that 16 inches here also. So from this 16 inches I'm going to make a curve to my sleeve here. So I just use your free hand and make that curve. Yep. So I made a curve to my sleeve from so the curve is not going to be, depending on how you want it. Some don't make a curve, some just make a slant line from here like this. They just make a straight slant line down to the hem. For me, I want it to be a cow sleeve, so I make this curve. Then I will join this line to the hem line. I'm sorry I have to be moving this fabric. My camera stand can't pick everything at a go, so I have to just make do with what I have now. Okay, so let me confirm that we can see what I'm doing. Now we can go ahead. I'll shape out my neckline. The neckline here I'm going to use for the back neck depth is going to be 1 inch. So I'll make a curve from here to this 1 inch. Now for the front neckline, the front neckline is going to be 7 inch. So from this 7th inch, let me first cut out this part so that we don't get confused. So let me cut piece of it later. Then you can now see, so this is the shape of the whole dress now. So the next step now is for me to separate the front from the back. So let me first notch this shoulder line because we'll be needing it. So I've notched it. Then I'll open it up and separate the front from the back. Separated the front from the back. Be sure that is obvious, okay? So let me bring it closer to the camera. Alright. Now what I'm going to do next is, this is the front. I'm going to measure the front neck depth. Neck deep. Know that we said it's going to be 7. So I've marked out 7 here. Then from this 7, I'm going to cut out 2 inches to replace the collar that is at the front. So this is where my 7 is. So I'm going to mark out 2 inches downward because I'm then which is from this shoulder slip point. I'm going to mark the 7 inches there like this to meet the 2 inches. So you can see the V, like a V line to meet the 2 inches like this. So this is what I'm going to cut out at the front. But let me first of all make sure that the fabric are equal. So I'll move it so that I can measure the 2 inches to the last end, to the end of the hem here. So my 2 inch. So we have all the 2 inches measured downward. Now I'll cut it out. Now these 2 inches I'm cutting out is going to be replaced by the 5 inches I first cut out earlier. I'll explain that later. I've cut out that 2 inches. So these 2 inches I cut out, I'm going to replace it by that 5 inches I cut out earlier. That 5 inches, the reason I'm cutting out 5 inches, you know that this is 2 inch. It's going to be on fold. The 5 inches is going to be on fold. 5 divided by 2, that will give us 2.5. So I'm going to use half inch to join it back to this body. So that's why I mentioned out 5 inches. So you have to cut out a long stripe of 5 inches. Depending on how wide you want your collar to be. If you want your collar to be wider than that, you can just make it 3 inches or 4 inches. So for this style, for this dress, I'm using just 2 inches. So that 5 is 5 divided by 2, that's 2.5. Half is to join it back to the main bodies. And at this point also, I would like to quickly take the point where I'm going to add my inner rope. Half length is 17. So I want it to be under bust is 14. I want the belt to be between the under bust and the half length. So I'm going to mark 15 inches. So 15 inches. Then no 2 is outside already before, so I'll mark out the 2 outside. Then at that line is 4, but I'll just use 5 at the side here. So this is where I'm going to fix our belts. Let me pass the shop to the other side also. So this is where the belt is going to stay. So now we are done cutting. To move on to the sewing part, we have to first start with the pleat here. Remember we left 6 inches for the pleat, so we are going to turn it over because the pleat is at the front, so I have to try and mark out this choke on the right and on the left. This choke that is here, I'll mark it here, and I'll also mark this one too. So let me just, this is my shoulder point. Let me just measure what I have from here to the half length. I have 4 inches. So 4 inches from here, I have 6 inches for the belt. So I'll open up my fabric like this. So I've opened it up. Remember, this is our shoulder here. So from here I'll mark out the 4 inches that I first measured, the 4 inches, and then the 6 inches for the pleat. So 6 inches. Then I'll try and get the center of this 6 inches. Half of the center of 6 inches is going to be 3 inches. So here is 3 inches here. So from this 3 inches, I'll go down by, I want the pleat to stop at 30. So from this neckline, remember, let me just draw it out so that you know that there is a shoulder line here. So from this line now, I'll go down by 30 inches. That's where I want my my pleat to stop. So this is 30 inches. Then I will hold my pleats with pins. Like this. This is going to be I'm going to sew along the line. You have to take your time at this point because it can be very trickish. Make sure that the pleat line you are getting is 3 inches. So you can see this one is 3 inches. Then I have to make sure that the line is straight. Whatever I do for the front, I do for the back. So the back is going to stop at 30 inches. Okay, this line straight. Enough. So I can see the line here. Let me see what I have. Is it up to 3 inches? Yes, I have up to 3 inches here. So I'll pin this side too. Holders. You need to wind down the so that there's no more than ironing. Then from this point, so I'm going to measure 30 inches to the back. Measure 30 inches to the back too. Get my 30 inches, so I'll know where to stop pleating. Okay, here's my 30 inches. I'll go ahead and put my pleat. Make sure that is neat. Sure that your plate is not full. You can see that this part is kind of folding, so that means one part is not balanced. This one is up to this just 2.5. I have to ensure that it's up to 3 inches. And these are 3 inches. So this is where I will finally stop. This is where I have my 30 inches for the back. So see that this is the string, so I have to measure. Is it up to 3 inches? Yes, I have 3 inches here. So this is where I'm going to stop my pleating. So that's what we have here now. So I have the pleats here for the front. Then whatever I do here, I'm going to do it at the other side, this second side too. So, but I'm going to do that off the camera so that it doesn't waste time. Alright guys, I'm done pinning the both sides from here, and both the left and the right, and from the back and the front also. So I'll go ahead to my sewing machine and start sewing. So to sew now, I will start my stitches from here. I will sew from this 30 inches that I measured earlier. I will sew it down through this pin line till I get to the end of the 30 inches at the back here. Then I'll do the same thing for this side too. After sewing, I will iron it smoothly, then come back to show us. Then also, this my arm, I'm going to hem it. I'm going to fold it like this, then sew it. You can see I'm going to fold it. We added 2 inches, so I'm going to fold 2 inches like this and sew. I'll do the same thing for the other side too, and come. And then before that, my stripe, I have to make sure what I have, maybe what I've cut out is enough. So what you are supposed to do before cutting, I said that if you have a different fabric or you have enough fabric, you don't need to first cut out the 5 inch. You just have to cut out the fabric first, then you use the remaining material to cut out the stripe. But I don't have enough, that's why I'm managing. So I'm going to measure around the opening at the front, from the front to the back to the front. So I'm going to measure around like this. So this is the here. So now that's make it 120. Then I will see the minutes. 120 plus 16. That's 136. So the stripe we are going to cut out by 5 inches should be 136, but you have to add excess because sometimes this fabric shorten up. So let me see the stripe I have. Is it up to 136? If it's not up to, I have to join. It's not advisable to join just because my fabric is not enough. That's why I have to. So this is 460, this is 60, 460. The second 60, and we have 16 left. So this is not up to 16. I have 6. I have to join 10 inches to it, but I will not join this. I will not join that's 10 inches to it. I will join like 20 inches to it, so that if there is any left over, I can easily cut it off. So I will cut out from my pieces that was remaining when I was cutting. Yeah, okay. I will just cut out 20 inches from this. This is 20 inches here. So I'm just placing this on it. So let me measuring 5, 5, 5, 5 again. So let me just use it to trace it out. Here is where our 20 inches is. So I'm going to attach this first before I will sew these together. Then after sewing it, I will iron press it, make it very neat, and use steam so that the joining will not be so visible. Then after that, I'm going to attach hair stay to all this. I will attach hair stay to this. then come back and show us the next step. Now I'm done sewing the pleats and I've ironed it out. So here it is. Look at it. Neat. So I do the same thing for the other side too. This other side, I iron it to the left. I iron the right to the right and the left to the left. So this is the other side too. I'm done sewing and then ironing. Now also the sleeve parts. You can see I hem the sleeve part on both sides. So we'll keep this aside, then go to the collar. For the collar, I attach ST to it. Look at, I attach ST to it, then I folded it into two. This is the part that I said I'll be joining it to make it complete. So I joined it. Now I'm going to divide this collar into two. I'm going to fold it into two like this. So I folded it into two like this to get the center point. This part is going to be our center, then I will notch it. Yeah. So this is it. After notching it, I'll open up. I'll measure from here to where my neckline will be. I'm going to measure 11 from the center. Yeah, I'll measure 11. So this is where 11 is. I'm going to open it up like this. So let me first pin it up so that I will not get confused. Okay, let me just, let's say this, we've gotten our center. Now I'm going to open it up this way. See, I'll open it up all through. Like this. So I'll measure my neckline from the center. My neckline is 11. So here is 11. Yeah, that 11 part I'm going to put pin there. I'm going to hold it with a pin. Then I'll still open the rest up like that. When I want my slits to start from length 38, this person's short gown length is 40. So I want it to be a bit higher so that she can walk easily. So the slit is going to start from 38. So from this shoulder point, from this shoulder here, I'm going to measure downward to 38 like this. So here is my, let me just make it 39. Here is my 39. Then I'll hold it down with a pin. So I've held it with a pin. Now I'll go to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew on the folded line. I'm going to sew from the neckline where I stopped on my neckline. I'll sew downward to this where the slit is going to be. After doing that, I will now open it up like this. Open that side up, then iron it neatly and come back to show us the next step. fabric after sewing it together. Then you see here and here. Now I'm going to open this up like this. Can you see? I'm going to open it up like this, and then go ahead and iron. I'm excited to iron, like say that iron. So here is our collar. Let's maintain its shape. So the next step we're going to do now is to attach this to our main fabric. Okay, I'll pick up the main fabric now. Here's our main fabric. I will try and get the center of the main fabric from the neckline. So here is the neckline. This is the neckline. So here is the center. Now for the center, I will take center facing. Center like this. I'll open it round like so. Fabric is kind of slippery, so we have to make sure that we hold on to it very tight. Now that I'm done pinning, I'm going to sew ½ inch round to the other side. Then also, I'll set this aside now. I'm going to cut out the belts. The belts that we're going to use inside for holding the clothes fairly with 1, 2. So, I think this is okay. Let's go. So the length is by 23 and the width is by 2.5. So I'm still going to use ½ inch to fold it in. That'll be 2. So the belt will be 2 inches. Really need 2 belts. So I'll just hold this belt this way. Yeah. So turn it, iron it, then come back and show us the next step. Okay, we are gradually coming to the end of the tutorial. Now I've sewn the belt, then I've attached the collar to it. Look at it. Okay. After then I iron it out, and here's the neck. I'll still go ahead and weave this side round. I want to be done with this tutorial before weaving. So the next step to do now is to attach our belt. Remember, I make a mark there at the front for the belt using our dark line. So this is the line is here. So I'm going to attach my belt here. One is going to be here, while the other one is going to be here. What I just used for this belt is just the half length measurement. So I will attach the belt here, attach the belt here also. Then after I'm done attaching the belt, I'll go ahead and fold this fabric into two like this, fold into two like this. Then I'll just place it this way so that you can see both sides. Okay. So I'll go ahead and sew ½ inch from the, I'll make sure that the two sides are equal. Okay. So then I'll go and sew ½ inch from here. From here I will sew ½ inch and go in, go. I will sew round till I get to the hem here. I'll do the same thing for the other side. And after joining the two sides, I'll cut off this excess fabric. I'll cut it off. After cutting it off, then I will hem the gown with the 2 inches allowance that I left. So I'm going to fold like this, 1, 2, sew round, then iron it and bring it back for us to see. Alright guys, I've done attaching the belt to the waist, so let me just put this so that now. So here is the belt. I attached the belt here at the half length of the dress. Then I weave round these edges. After that, I sew the side. After sewing, I sew half inch. After sewing, then I weave. After weaving, I hemmed the end, and we are done with the tutorial. So I'm going to place this on the manicure for us to see the final look. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. If you have any question, I'll be in the comment section to attend to all your questions. And also remember to share these videos to your loved ones, those that you know that you might be interested. It helps us to grow. So see you in the next tutorial. Bye.
So guys, you have come to the end of the tutorial. You can see the dress sitting neatly. Do not forget to subscribe, share, like, and ask any question you have in the comment section. Bye.